Hello everyone, what is going on? So this is a free brow consultation video. I am so excited to do this. This is something I've been wanting to do for a long time because I still get asked all the time why I quit microblading and am I ever going to start it back? And this video will answer all of that. So if you're curious on those questions or you're considering getting your eyebrows tattooed, then this is a video that you may want to tune into and find out a lot of helpful information. So if you don't know me, I'm Ashley Skipper. I own AS Aesthetics here in Valdosta, Georgia. I've been an esthetician for, I guess, going on 11 years now, which is crazy. But I started tattooing and doing microblading in 2019 when I started up my business. I started doing fine line tattooing in 2022. So yeah, I did microblading over a span of 5 years. And so I do know a lot about the industry, the technique, the service, all of the information that you're probably wondering. I have the answers and I will tell you all about it. One thing about me is I will be real, I will be genuine, I will be true, and I will tell you exactly what I think, and you can take the information and do what you want with it, okay? So let's just get right into it. The reason why I quit microblading, to put it very bluntly, is that over time, maybe not right away, hear me when I say that, maybe not right away, but over time, it damages your skin. Point blank period. There is no way you can go anywhere in the world, get it done by anyone, microblading, which this is what I'm referring to as a microblade. It's a tool that has needles at the end, and you literally cut the hair, and that is your hair strokes with a microblade. This is an actual tattoo machine. So this is an alternative that we're gonna talk about later, but this also can do brow tattooing and is a little bit better than this as far as the skin integrity goes, but they're very similar in the same way as well, which I'm gonna explain. So long story short, that's why I quit. It literally damages the skin over time. And so the esthetician side of me was like, yo, I do not like this. Like, I did not like my ladies coming back. It had been 5 years, maybe it had been 2, 3, whatever. And depending on how thick or thin their skin was to begin with when they got it done, like if I was doing a younger girl, her skin's thicker. If I was doing an elder lady, her skin's thinner. And so it really varies as far as when you hit this point per person, per the case that you have, per your artist experience too. All of that comes into play. The artist experience, the depth of your skin, the age of your skin, how often you got it touched up and done, the aftercare you took care of it, all of those factors play into how well your service goes, right? So over time, I felt like with microblading, you are straight up cutting the stroke to stay in such thin skin. This is some of the thinnest skin on our body up here, and we are cutting it almost every single time. And so you get to a point eventually, and some of my clients weren't even like really aware of this, I guess, because they kind of thought that it looked good still. But when your eyebrows are the focal point of your face, when you meet someone new and you're like, hello, you know, da 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 da, and they're not taking in all your features, they're taking in, whoa, her eyebrows are like staring me down before I'm even meeting her. You know what I mean? Like your eyebrows introduce you before you actually say hello. That's a problem. That's what we don't want. And as a brow artist, that's what I was not liking when my clients were coming back. And I was like, man, like, there's not much more I can do. You get to a point where there's so much saturation, so much that has been done up here time and time again. There's nothing more you can do except go for laser removal in order to lighten up and get some of this saturation out the skin, and then we can re-tattoo you. But I had to have a conversation with myself and ask myself, is that truly something I want to continue to do? Do I want them to remove my own work, come back and let me redo it and cycle this whole thing over again? No, not really. Now there's another technique called machine eyebrow, nano eyebrow, hair stroke, machine, digital microblading it's even called, and it's done with an actual machine. Some people's have wireless, but most of the time it's with a little wire, and a little needle will go in the bottom of this machine, and you'll be able to tattoo. This is what I do fine line tattoos with. This is what I do areola tattoos with. It's good. However, you still run into that same issue. It just takes you a little bit longer to get there. So I call it almost like hitting a wall. That's what a lot of my clients were doing over the span of years. It's like some of them hit it faster, some of them hit it a little bit more stretched out, but eventually they all hit this wall where I really can't do anymore. I shouldn't do anymore. I shouldn't keep taking your money. I shouldn't keep cutting on your face. I shouldn't keep doing this just because I can, because it's starting to look unnatural. It's starting to look really, really caked up. The strokes aren't holding. It's just starting to look not good, and you need laser removal. So in the grand scheme of things, that's why I quit, okay? That's why I decided it was not for me. Over time, I just felt like I was doing more of an injustice to my clients than a justice to them. It just felt like long term, this wasn't a service for me. It ended up being like, I'd rather naturally enhance someone than cause permanent damage to their skin, or have their face looking not the best that it could look. So yeah, alternatives. There are alternatives, like I mentioned, like the nano brow is a really popular one. A lot of people are starting to offer that. With that one, I would just say there's such a significance of importance to make sure your artist is qualified. So make sure that they do have their license for whatever state or county that they're in, their tattoo license. Make sure that they have the experience. So make sure you have seen photos that they've done. Make sure you have seen healed photos. Anytime you go for tattoo work, you guys, healed photos is everything. A lot of tattoos, regular tattoos, whatever, permanent makeup tattoos, they always look good right away, just about. That's a little trick to tell you guys. Every single time you see an after photo of a tattoo, unless it's real scratchy and bad, most of the time they're gonna look pretty decent. But it's the healed pictures, it's the healed work that you really wanna see. You wanna see the integrity of that skill of that artist and how it holds up over the years. That's what matters the most. So keep that in mind, that your artist should definitely be experienced, definitely have skill set to tattoo your face. You should be able to see their license, know that they're licensed, know that they're qualified. And also keep in mind that there are a lot of like money hungry people in the aesthetic industry and also tattoo industry, and especially with permanent makeup. Permanent makeup is one of these things where a lot of people can get licensed, but they may not have the heart that they should have, and they may not have like the heart to help, is what I mean by that. Like, they may just be truly in it because it is a lucrative service. And I know that firsthand because I lost like over $20,000 quitting. So obviously it's not about the money to me. It's about, you know, doing a good job for my clients and doing work that upholds itself over the years, you know? And if you don't have that, or if you don't do it, or if you don't care about that and you're just doing it for the money, then that's going to show in your work. It's going to show that you don't truly care. And so yeah, I think that basically sums it up. It just is not good for the skin over time. I think that it's not that I hate tattooing still. I don't hate tattooing, and I don't think that like, oh, if you're so self-conscious of your eyebrows that you shouldn't get tattooed. I do think that that's still a great service. I just think that the consumer should know what it entails exactly, and it is tattooing some of the thinnest skin on your body. So therefore, when you get it done, know that, and know that you cannot rush it to get it touched up. So I think at some points it felt like I was fighting against social media too, because you hop online or you hop on social media and people are like, oh, 6 months, get your brows tattooed, never have to fill in your brows again, da 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 da. And that's just not reality of it. Like, that is not, if you come every 6 months to get your brows tattooed, like, you are really gonna hit that wall quick, fast, and in a hurry. And you're gonna be disappointed, and you're gonna be like, dang, I spent all this money, you know, what the heck? So, I do think that it's okay for those who can take it, get it done, and not get it redone right away. Like almost using your tattooed eyebrows as a foundation or like a guideline or a template or whatever to fill in your eyebrows. They shouldn't be your like, that's it, that's all I have to do. I've got my brows done, I'm good, I never have to touch them again in my life. No, even when you get nano, you may have to touch them up, especially if you're going to a good artist. If you're going to an artist that just wants to hammer it on you, wants to, you know, get you saturated where you don't have to worry about it again, like that's doing too much. That's where you really need an artist that understands how it works in the skin and able to guide you along and not do too much at once to where you're just, again, hitting that wall way too fast. So I just think that if you're gonna get your eyebrows done, you should know all about it. You should know that it's a very patient, cautious service to go into. You should know all about your artist. You should feel confident with them. You should feel like this is something important. It is your face, and you do want to confidently get your brows tattooed if you're gonna do it. I have a little bit of an example to show y'all, and I'll try to even post some examples, maybe like right here, of what I mean when you do it again and again and again, year after year after year. That ink doesn't hold the warmth. It turns into ashy, cool toned. It just blurs, it merges. Every single tattoo that you get done does that. It blurs and it merges and it ages and it grows in your skin. So of course, anything up here that we do is gonna do that too. Oh, I do wanna cover this real quick because a lot of people ask me, pain. Some brow artists will numb your eyebrows. Some won't. A lot of times clients would tell me that they had their brows done previously and it hurt like a mother, right? Okay, numbing restricts the blood flow to your skin. And so some artists, even tattoo artists, will say that your tattoos heal more different when that skin is gummy and the blood flows not to it, which makes sense. However, I always numbed mine because I felt like I could do better work when they weren't like this and hurting the whole time, versus them going like that, and I can't do as good of work. So I would numb my clients for microblading, and I think it's easier on the client. I think it's better, but yeah, that's an artist per artist kind of situation. However they were taught, whatever they want to do with it. I got like something on me, huh? Anyway, I'm gonna do an example, or try to, with this whiteboard of what I'm talking about. So let's just say someone comes in for their very first session and we do some eyebrows. Come in after 4 to 8 weeks and they're back for their touch-up, but it has faded just a notch if they come back within 4 to 8 weeks at least. So it only fades just a little. Okay, no problem. So we go back in and we touch up everywhere where it faded. I'm going right back over those same strokes. Here is where it gets real tough with microblading, because that is the head of the eyebrow, which is the main focal point of the eyebrow. And it's a very important spot. So we may come in, we may tweak, we may go a little darker, because a lot of times people are real scared to begin with, so then they go a little darker, and then you're left with this. So then let's just say 6 months, depending, to 12 months go by, and they're here for their second session, technically third, because we've had 1, we've had 2, and now they're coming back for a second one. But so this time it's kind of faded a good little bit in little spots. So certain spots have faded of the eyebrow. So then they come back in and they feel like they definitely want their eyebrow back. So we're going to go back in. And put them back in their eyebrow, okay? Some more months go by. Let's just say 12 more months go by. And now this is their 4th session, technically. Some time has passed. Some stuff has faded out. And every time, these strokes aren't staying just strokes. Every single time, they're blurring and they're merging as you come back and get this done. Because if you think about it, every single stroke I've done is a cut. That is a cut in the skin. So now we're coming back. This is our 4th session now. So over the span of just 2 years. And I'm an artist that I've tried to do it real light, real soft. In fact, I've done it so soft sometimes that it doesn't even stay at all. And then you've got to find that happy medium, which is why skill is so important when it comes to tattooing your eyebrows. So this is the 4th session now. It's been about 2 years. And I'm going to go in and I'm going to try my hardest to go in and get these strokes to look like strokes and stay. And see, this is a whiteboard, so it's way easier. But if this was an actual skin on someone, and depending on their age, this skin may be thin or it may be thick. But either way, this ink is building up. And so as you can tell, it gets harder and harder to keep those strokes looking like strokes. And so that's what happens even on a whiteboard. Can you imagine what happens on our face? So then, you know, again, we're going to fade it off a little bit, and then it's going to come back. And you want to touch it up again. And now it's been about 3 years. And eventually these strokes just aren't going to stay. They're all muddled together. It looks real messy. It looks real dark. It looks real saturated. It doesn't look as natural as it did in the beginning. And it's just not it. This is not. I hope that helped you guys. If you have any questions, just comment or contact me and I'll answer anything that I might have not gone over. One more thing I do want to mention is that not only if you don't pick an artist that is skilled and experienced and cares about you, but yes, your eyebrow can get botched and stuff, but also your eyebrow can end up orange or pink or way too deep, just awful things. I'll put some pictures as I was going through my old photos of brows that would come to me all the time wanting me to fix them. So be careful where you go, make sure you're in good hands. And then also I'm gonna put some pictures of like some older ladies who would have trouble filling in their eyebrows and then the shape I would give them and just what a difference it does indeed make. And so I hope y'all hear me when I say I'm not knocking it. I'm just putting it out there for the consumer to know. And I feel like it's important for artists to put it out there as well. Like, hey, this is what the actual technique is. It's still amazing to transform your eyebrows. You just need to know what that actually entails. What is the actual process of it and what can I expect in the future? So I hope that helps. Thank you guys for tuning in and I'll see y'all at the next video. Bye-bye.